Welcome back to the Computing for All AI Frontiers podcast, the podcast where we break down tech topics and make them actually understandable. I'm Jessica.
And I'm Chris. And today we're discussing something that confuses a lot of people. Like even some tech folks struggle with this. What's the difference between artificial intelligence, data science, machine learning, and deep learning?
This one's a classic. And of course, we're also going to stir the pot a little. Does traditional statistical analysis fit into AI?
Oof, like is linear regression, basically one of the simplest prediction models, considered AI? Spoiler alert, I have opinions.
And I do too. But let's start simple.
Okay, so first question. Are AI, data science, machine learning, and deep learning all the same thing? Because I swear, people just throw those terms around interchangeably.
Nope, they're not the same. But I totally get why people mix them up. So let's break it down.
Sure.
AI is the broadest term. It's about making machines do things that seem intelligent, like recognizing speech, playing chess, or even driving a car.
I see.
Okay, now what is machine learning? It is a subset of AI. Instead of programming specific rules, we let the machine learn patterns from data.
Makes sense. So, what is deep learning then?
Deep learning is a subset of machine learning. Deep learning uses neural networks, these deep, complex structures inspired by the human brain, to recognize patterns in images, text, and more.
What about data science?
Data science can be considered another umbrella that includes AI and ML, but it also covers things like data cleaning, visualization, and good old-fashioned statistics.
Wow. So, among artificial intelligence, machine learning, and deep learning, AI is the big daddy. Machine learning is like the rebellious teenager, and deep learning is the geeky kid obsessed with neural networks?
Huh. I mean, kind of. But they all have their place.
All right, now let's talk about stats, because statistics have been around for way longer than AI. If I run a basic regression model to predict, let's say, how much coffee I'll drink tomorrow based on my workload, am I doing AI?
Love this question. Technically, yes. But in the modern context, the answer is no. Traditional stats like linear regression have been around for decades. They're more about mathematical relationships, not much about intelligence.
So, AI is the cool new kid, and stats is like the grandparent who's been around forever, rolling their eyes at the hype?
Here's where it gets tricky. Machine learning actually borrows a lot from statistics. Some machine learning models are basically just fancy stats. Even each individual neuron in a neural network operates over linear regression.
Okay, so if I slap the term machine learning onto a linear regression model, does it magically become AI?
Ha, no. But here's where it gets blurry. If your regression model is learning from data dynamically, meaning it keeps adjusting itself based on new data, then you could argue it's part of machine learning.
So if it's just running once on a dataset, it's stats. But if it's adapting over time, we might call it machine learning?
Bingo.
All right, let's settle this. If I use linear regression to predict house prices, would you call that AI?
I am tempted to say no, but it is arguable.
But why the hesitation? It's predicting something.
Look, AI implies some level of adaptation, complexity, and perception, like recognizing a face, translating languages, or generating text. Linear regression? It's just fitting a straight line through data.
So AI is like self-driving Teslas, and linear regression is like my 20-year-old Honda Civic. It'll get me there, but there's nothing fancy about it.
That's a cool analogy. However, these things can be debatable.
Okay, another big question. What do people mean when they say modern AI? Like, what's so modern about it?
Modern AI is basically what happened after deep learning took off. When neural networks started outperforming humans at tasks like recognizing images, generating realistic text, and beating people at Go. I mean, the game called Go. Where I am going with this is, when all these applications started to appear, that's when AI truly evolved into what we now call modern AI.
So before, AI was kind of meh, just a bunch of if-then rules. But now it's like, whoa, this thing can actually think.
Right. You can say that. The rise of large language models, generative AI, deep learning, that's what makes today's AI modern. It's less about following static rules and more about understanding, generating, and adapting.
All right, I think I got it. Modern AI is like the smart, unpredictable, sometimes scary future of tech, while old school AI was just a bunch of coded instructions.
That's a solid takeaway.
So to recap, AI is the big umbrella, machine learning lives under it, deep learning is the newest, coolest kid on the block, and data science includes all of this, but also loves boring stuff like cleaning spreadsheets.
Yes. And yes.
All right, I feel like I actually learned something today.
And that's the goal.
Well, that's it for this episode. If you enjoyed this, subscribe, leave a review, or tell your AI assistant to remind you about our next episode.
Thanks for tuning in, and we'll catch you next time.